morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTube viewers. Good morning, Facebook Nation. Good morning to all people, all colors, all races, all languages around the world. Good morning to you, and may you have the best day humanly possible. Man, woman, child, have the most beautiful day. And if you have planned goals for yourself, may those goals come to fruition. So good morning to everyone. So today, there's a lot going on in the world. But before we start, like I said, there's no longer any more click, like, subscribe. Do not subscribe. Do not, well, you can like it, but do not subscribe, because the message is what's more important. And this is why I say don't do it, not to reverse psychology you, but because as long as the viewership is under 100 viewers or 100 subscribers, then I can do live streams, I can do all these different things, but from that your channel grows and then monetary comes in, and I want no part of it. So that's not why I'm here. I'm here for you, the people. So today's topic, before we even get into it, what I want to do is I want to say this message is directly for content creators. And what content creators, especially content creators who are of my descent, who are black Americans. And what I want to say to you is stop the ignorance, because, you know, there's content creators out here who are giving real knowledge, real information. But because money is involved in viewers and, oh, you're stealing this, my viewers, we're going to badmouth one another. We're the only race that does these things. So if anything, we need this topic more than anyone else. And so that's my message to you. You know, stop the ignorance, because at the end of the day, all you have to do is turn the station, click to another, go to another content creator. You don't have to sit there, and you don't have to go back and forth. It makes us look ignorant. And the ignorance is why these things are happening with us, because, you know, the older people we're acting out just like these kids. But the kids are actually acting out in more maturity than the adults. So we have to understand that brainwashing is in play, manipulation is in play, and we're going to talk about that today. So today is a perfect day, and the reason I'm out here to do this video is because, look at it, it's beautiful, and it's nature. And we're going to talk about nature, because this true story is going to be in one of the boxes, a box that's beside me, so you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. And you can go and view this video for yourself. And I say that because this video tells us a lot about human nature, brainwashing, manipulation, and the end result is tragic. So my condolences to the individual's family that this happened to. My condolences. But this what I'm talking about today is for educational purposes only. So this is all fair use and educational purposes only. So I'm not going to talk about details, but I'm going to give an opinion based on this story. I'm going to tell you how brainwashing works, the steps of brainwashing. So I'm going to give you the technical aspects of it, just the same way as I gave technical aspects of the missing girl, fair use only, educational purposes only, Gabby, the one that's all on the news and everything. I gave an insight on that. And what we're hearing now is that, you know, you have top FBI agents, not top FBI agent, FBI consultant, one of the top that we all know, we're all familiar with them, and he said the same exact thing, word for word. The only difference was I put privilege into the picture. And so let's get started. So today's topic is brainwashing gone wrong. And now I'm going to get into the story. I'm going to give you some insight on the individual. Now, there was an individual, he was an outdoors person, right? Now, so he's outdoors, he loves the outdoors, and, you know, everybody goes through their passage in life. So I guess he came in tune with himself, and he felt that he had a calling. Now, I'm going to get into the technical side. Let me go with the story. So he felt that he had a calling, you know, went through high school, went through college, started a blog, you know, got people interested in what he was doing. So, the individual, you know, went on his pilgrimage to find himself, or to find his calling. So he encountered these people, who are a religious group, and, you know, he got involved with this religious group. So long story short, you know, they sent them out as missionaries to go and preach the word, preach the gospel, that, you know, this is your calling, and, you know, so forth and so on. So he goes out, but now there's like 100 islands on the face of this earth where the indigenous people want nothing to do with humans. And I would love to be on one of those islands. I wish that I was born on one of those islands. They want nothing to do with mankind. And for, you know, this tribe, it was 100 years that, you know, there's been really no contact with them. So, you know, what the government, you know, what the UN does is they make it possible that these islands are not disturbed. They protect them, almost like wildlife preserves. So this individual became fascinated with these islands. So he was like, my calling is to go out and preach the word, and Jesus is doing this calling. All the while, the people that are around them failed them because they were brainwashing and manipulating. So at the end of the day, their goal was all money. So now he became interested in these islands. When he even went as far as to learn a language that was similar to the language of the people on that island. So he finds people to bring him illegally. So he paid 25,000 rupees or something like that to this boat. So they took him out. They took him out, and but they couldn't go on shore because it's a crime. So they went right on the border of this island as close as they could get. So he takes a boat in. Now the first time he goes into, good morning, all right, good morning. So the first time he goes into this island, these people are looking at him, no smile, serious, like, what are you doing here? So he's like in the water, talking to these people like he's Jesus, coming on, walking on water to save them. So again, there's a disconnect with reality. So the second time that this person, so he gets back on the boat, he sees there's no contact, thinks there's something wrong with the language barrier, so he goes back out on the boat, goes back in on land, he's like, he goes back in on land, writes into these journals. So this is what I want people to do. When you look at this video, when you go to this to see this video, look at what this individual was doing. Look at what he was writing in his journal, and you'll see that there was a disconnect and delusion from a normal human being. So so this individual, he goes and he goes back out to the island. So he goes back out to the island. This time they pull bow and arrows on this dude. They're lined up ready to shoot him. Now he's talking the language. He's trying to offer them gifts, offering them, all different things to see if he can buy his way into this tribe or this group or these people. So they don't want anything. They don't want anything from him. So he goes back out. He comes back in. So now he says to himself, well, maybe it's because they see the boat. Instead of saying to himself, these people don't want me here. He's still going because he believes that he has a calling from God. So he tells the boat the second time, the third time, or fourth time when they come out, the boat is offshore. He says, this time, leave me here. And the reason that he had to swim into shore was because when they shot at him the first time, a kid shot at him. A little kid with a bow shot at him. So he had to jump in the water. He left his boat and everything behind. So he comes back to the island on the final day. He says to the people, look, thank you and everything. Don't worry about it. I'm going to be good. And whatever happens on this island happens on this island. Now, the people on the boat fail this individual. So the people leave. He's on the island. I don't have to say more. Never got off that island. So today's topic is brainwashing gone wrong. So what I want to explain to you is that what you're going to hear and what these we can say techniques, but the laws of nature that are going to be explained to you today, they help you in a situation like this so that you don't fall into a trap. And what you're learning in one, you can learn in every facet. You can use it for relationships. You can use it for a job. You can use it for friends. Like I say, everything that I say, you can use in all situations, because if you operate under the laws of nature, nothing can come against you that will cause you stress, depression, or have you losing sleep or losing your mind, because you'll be thinking rationally. So let's talk about how these people failed them. Number one, the religious group that he was a part of. Once he started saying to these people, hey, I want to go to these islands and I want to preach the gospel to these individuals. Now the people who are native of where he was, they should have been the first to say, which I believe this is Indonesia. They should have said, wait, this is against the law to go out to those islands. So remember, he did this illegally. But the people, again, did nothing to stop it. How long does it take to learn a language? So, this guy is taking time. Also, he detoxed himself. So the religious group that he was a part of, they didn't see him. He disappeared. Nobody went looking for him. And no one tried to talk to him. As far as what this documentary shows, nobody went as far as to even talk to the guy. So they really like, oh, if he makes it, he makes it. And we got new people to come into the church that we're saving. If he doesn't make it, then we don't know why he did what he did. So you want credit if he's successful. But if he's not successful, you want to distance yourself from him. But this organization went on to call this man a martyr. So let's get deeper. So now the people on the boat was bringing him out day after day after day. Yet now these people are bringing him out on the boat, but however, they never once stopped to say, hey, you know, we can't keep doing this. You know, you got shot at. You look at, you know, he got shot, and the arrow went right to the Bible. If he wasn't reading the Bible, he would have been shot in the chest. He would have been dead on that day. So when these people saw that, they should have said, hey, look, this isn't worth 25 rupees or whatever they paid this individual. No money is worth, you know, putting your life on the line, because then you're a conspirator to this crime. And the only reason that they got away with it was because on the last day they told him to leave. So they were not there when the actual murder occurred. You know, they were gone, but they got, you know, they more or less got charged for bringing him out there and breaking the law. And they probably, you know, went to the severe when they dealt with him. So let's talk about what went wrong and why, how to prevent something like this. Number one, brainwashing, manipulation. What I like to say is, look, we're seeking the Messiah. So that's a syndrome, seeking the Messiah syndrome. We're looking for someone to save us. We're looking for someone that says that we are unique. Now, this is the way you come into reality. If you're so special, you go through something, you encounter someone. Like say, if your car runs out of gas and, you know, somebody pulls over on the road, you know, thousands of cars, you know, hundreds of cars going by you, no one's stopping. It's 110 degrees out, and one individual stops, and just when you've given up hope, they say, hey, not only am I going to take you to go get gas, put gas in your car, you know, I'll give you some gas. So let me get gas for you, put it in your car, and you can go. Now, because a person does that, that isn't divine intervention. It is not divine intervention, and that doesn't mean that you should give the person the keys to your car and say, hey, since you saved me out of this distress, I'm no longer in this heat. Here, take the keys to my car. And this is what we do. We seek that syndrome. So that's number one. But the technique for manipulation, brainwashing in any situation, and this is what they're doing to you. So these are the things that happen when someone is trying to manipulate you. Number one, they listen without listening, meaning they need to learn your need. So if you're going through a crisis in life, that's what they're looking for. So they're going to listen to hear you out. And when I say listen without listening, it's because if they show any kind of compassion or anything for what you're feeling, they can't manipulate you. So they have to say, there has to be a disconnect of what you feel. They're not feeling anything for you. All they want to know is what your need is, how I can fill this need. That's number one. Number two, support. Support with money or comfort. So in order for this to happen, it doesn't have to be that they give you money. It doesn't have to mean that they give you something material. Sometimes it can just be comfort, a listening ear. Sometimes it can just be a hug, or just, you know, it can be any small thing that makes you come to a conclusion. Now, it makes you come to a conclusion that what these people have done for you, that they've been sent by something higher than yourself. And these people are here to deliver you. So therefore, you hand over your soul. So they have money stored away. They have money stored away to help everybody and anyone, because this is what they do. You know, if a rabbit wants to mate with another rabbit, you know, he has a bunch of carrots laying around somewhere. You know, you got to have something to get something. And these people know that. And, you know, whether it's the listening ear or they're presenting the Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It-All, they have to have something. So this is to allow you, once again, to come to the conclusion that, you know, these people really care about you. So they allow you to come up with that, to conclude it. They don't come and say, hey, I'm lucky I came by and gave you gas, you know, that's God right there. You would say, you know, really, you want something from me. So don't expect these people to come out and tell you the truth. You know, they're there to blind you, because they already know that once you're in distortion, once you're in distress, that they already have power over you. So number three is the main part, that once they realize that you've come to this conclusion, that's when situations, now you see the people for what they are. Whether it be, you know, you realize that you've been strung along, or now they're going to present to you what it is that they want from you. So number three, again, is manipulate and brainwash, because now that they know your need, now think about it in this term, because I've heard a lot of females say that when they were young, you know, they had problems at home, so they went to live with someone. Men also, you know, have said this, that they went to live with someone opened up their door, you know, they had nowhere to stay, they helped them to get on their feet, and then one night or one day, they come in and the person wants to have sex with them, even though they know that what they're doing to minors. So this is how predators also operate. So you see how this works? You can use it for anything. All you have to do is take out religion, add in relationship. Take out relationship, put in job. Take out job, put in a friend. And these laws of nature still apply. So how do we stop this? How do you stop this? How do you gain control of who you are? The very first thing, which is not number one, but I'm saying this because it should be a law within your life. And that law is to say that you're just a human being just like everyone else. Everyone else is equal. And to say that God specifically pointed you out and what you're going through and delivered you, what about all the children who are dying? What about all the children who are born, all the children born with birth defects? What about all the people who are being killed, innocent people being killed in war? Why didn't he step in to help save more? But one, it doesn't work like that. So now know what your place is, that if you realize that we're all equal, no one is special, then you look at the situation for what it is. So number one, always realize the moment. So what you go through in life and when you encounter people, it can be momentary or it can be lifelong. Lifelong means time, that a person over time shows you that they're loyal. A person over time shows you that they're going to be a true person to you. So know that, you know, when someone helps you out, it's just like what you do on social media. Like what I always say, don't follow one content creator because no one person has all the answers in your life and no one is there to make you stay in their life. When you stay in their life, they've got you. They got your brain and they can make you do anything else without even being in your presence. So realize the moment, realize who you are, and realize that this is only temporary. Thank you for your help. Now I can go forward. Doesn't mean that, like again, it doesn't mean you have to give them the keys to your car. So number two, people who you encounter or situations in your life for the purpose in which you encounter them. So if a person, again, like I said, if a person is there, they're only there temporarily or they can be there lifelong. But all these things take time. So now, the meaning for that is that we never give more to the encounter of yourself than what you're encountering. So again, the main key, always step back, and I say this in my videos. I say this in all my videos, you know, that your subconscious mind is all of ours on the face of this earth. And this is why I've taken the time to learn me, because there's a lot of brainwashing, whether it be in the family, growing up, whether, you know, all through life. And this is how people get ahead. We're seeing it all over the place where people are manipulating and brainwashing. But in a situation that, you know, the tragic situation of this individual, we're seeing these tragedies play out where people entrust someone, take them far away from where they are, just take them away from their families and do the most heinous things. But because of a person's, you know, whether it be pride or you know, fear, they can't speak up. And, you know, the worst happens. So what I'm saying to you out here is, you know, to stand up, you know, and don't allow brainwashing to go wrong in your life. Because at the end of the day, you have control. So with that, everyone, I want you guys to get out there because this is football day for me. I'm on the trail doing my thing. So you have an awesome day, everyone. Have a beautiful day. And with that, everyone, peace. And men, women, children, all colors, all around the world. Peace and blessings.